Welcome back to the Garden Hutch. Today we plant sweet potatoes. Let's get going. Leslie and I love sweet potatoes. We like to dice them and roast them in the oven with salt, pepper, garlic. We don't really care for them like, sweet with the brown sugar and such. Anyway, we love them. And one of the reasons we decided to grow them was they're, number one, they're prolific, right? So in a small amount of space, you can get quite a few sweet potatoes. Number two, they're incredibly good for you. They're packed full of vitamins and nutrients. Just a few of them. They have a lot of potassium, a lot of fiber, a lot of vitamins. But the thing that kind of pushed us over the edge to make a spot for them in our garden was the leaves are edible and they taste a lot like spinach. We tried some last year and we really enjoyed it. So as we get sort of more, we're kind of striving, I guess I should say, to being self-sustainable. And one of the things that we like to do when we're looking into self-sustainability is growing things that we can eat, through the summertime. So the leaves, we can have a salad with our kale and that sort of stuff. And then in the fall, when we go to pull them, we can take the actual tubers themselves and we can put them in the vegetable cellar, and we can have those all winter long. So that's a huge part of our strategy to be self-sustainable. We'd like to have a lot of the winter squashes, sweet potatoes, and our potatoes, carrots, that sort of stuff to last us through most of the winter. So anyway, now that we've discussed about why we decided to grow sweet potatoes, let's go ahead and take a look at the prep work we did for our sweet potatoes. So this is the bed that we have prepared specifically for our sweet potatoes. What we've done is we've added a lot of organic matter. Now sweet potatoes, for example, they really like a lot of organic material. They're not quite as heavy feeders like regular potatoes are, even though they're not, part of the same family. The potatoes are part of the nightshade family, and sweet potatoes are actually in the same family as morning glories. Anyway, but what we've done here is we've prepared this specifically for them, put a lot of loose organic matter. We've made sure that there is, plenty of organic nutrients in there. And when we put our organic fertilizer in, what we want to do is stay away from anything that is specifically high in nitrogen. Now, nitrogen is good. We mentioned earlier that we plan on eating the leaves of the sweet potatoes. Are you interested in sweet potatoes? All right. We want to eat the leaves of the sweet potatoes, but we also want the tubers. So the problem that you run into if you have a fertilizer that has too much nitrogen in it is you'll produce way more of the leaves and you won't have enough of the tubers come the time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put our sweet potatoes in the ground. So before I began planting, I just wanted to take a second to show you what the sweet potato slip looks like whenever it comes in. You can see there's like a clear line of delineation here on the color. Let me see if you can see that. Right about there, it'll change from like a white to a purplish color. And that's where you want to put the slip in the ground at. When they come in, they might be, you can see the tops of those are a little discolored. As long as your roots aren't dried out, your sweet potatoes will be just fine. Again, shout out to Urban Farmer. That's where we get ours from. First year planting sweet potatoes, but their product have not let us down to this point. Okay, so we're going to take the sweet potato, and again, as we just stated, you can see there's roots and things all the way up to here. So we're going to plant it right there where it starts turning green. So we're going to dig in. We want to give the roots quite a bit of room. I'll just keep my fingers right where I want it, and then we'll backfill it like so. And again, you can tell we got these through the mail. The leaves don't look really great, but they're not going to. It's a lot like the strawberry plants. As long as the root systems themselves haven't dried out, you're going to be just fine. So we'll go ahead and we're putting these this way. We put them in four. They're roughly 12 inches apart each way, 1 foot. You can put them up to 2 feet. Okay, so as you can see now, we've got all of our sweet potato slips put in the ground. We put in 25 up to this point. So it's probably a little bit over planted, but that was sort of the idea, right? We're going to eat a bunch of the leaves, and we also want them to grow, I don't know, I would guess probably another 3 or 4 foot this way. So we planted them in this area because we're going to be able to cover it with this chicken wire down here to keep the chickens from, you know, eating it and walking across the top of it, scratching and that sort of stuff. So we'll show you how we do that next. So as you can see, we have all of our sweet potatoes in the ground, and we've covered it with this wire. Now that we're closer, I'm sure you can see what I mean. You know, it's about 3 fingers wide or so. Chickens don't like to walk on anything that their feet might fall through. So you know, that's the reason that whenever we put up our fences and stuff around our beds, we don't put anything along the tops. If they can't roost comfortably on it, they will not, you know, roost on it and then fly over. So like on our garlic beds and such. But anyway, this is how to chicken proof your sweet potatoes in raised beds. Well, as always, I would like to say thank you to those of you who have made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like. If you have not, please consider subscribing to the channel. It goes a long way in helping us reach our goals. And until next time, I hope that all you folks take care of yourselves. Peace.